Well, hi guys. Thanks for talking to me. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed the film. I wanted to start though with a question that's a little bit fun. If you forgetting the killer AI for a moment, if you had to kind of go without technology and move off the grid, how do you each think that you would do? Would you survive without it? I guess.
Me personally, I don't know about these guys, but yes, I would survive.
Algee.
I spend about 30 minutes on my phone a day, tops, max.
Okay, sure.
No,
That when we were filming, he couldn't start a fire. Had never pitched a tent.
Oh, yeah. If the bus just rolled past, Chloe threw me way under there. You know what? No, I think honestly, being that we're so like engulfed in technology right now as a people and a generation, I think it would be very tough, to be honest with you, to unplug immediately. But I think after a while, we're all human beings here, so our natural basic human instinct would kick in, and I think we'd all be good together. I think we survive together, honestly, guys.
I think you'd definitely be like a leader for sure. Like you'd be like,
No, I wouldn't. No, how to start the fire again?
you do it. Yeah, that's why you guys start a fire, and I'll be over here and I'll be managing everybody. Yeah.
Anything to add, Rob?
I don't know that I would survive without my New York Times crossword puzzle app. I think life would be over. That's all I have left.
But then you just get everyone in the community to like add a word and then create the crossword.
Totally.
I think I'd just be really bare bones. I feel like I would probably survive, but it'd be like just by this, like, the skin of my teeth. Like it'd be, finite.
All right. Can you talk about what each of you were attracted to for the film or for the character that made you want to do it? Start with Chloe.
Yeah, for sure. I think the main thing that drew me in was Mattson. Of course, the story was incredibly well written. I thought the script was beautiful. But it was my conversation with Mattson that followed that, and to hear his personal connection to the story and why he wrote this script and how it's based on his family and what he's been through. I knew immediately that it was a project that I couldn't ever say no to. I needed to be Georgia, and I felt such a palpable connection in that moment, that I knew that, there was no other option for sure. Yeah.
Right.
LG? For me personally, other than the fact that this was like untouched territory for me, this is my first sci-fi film. So that drew me in immediately, just wanted to try something different. And then when I read the script, before I had a conversation with Mattson, the script was freaking phenomenal. I read it in like an hour or some change like that. Like as soon as my people sent it over, I was like right on it and I couldn't stop reading it. And then I think having a conversation with Mattson afterward, kind of like what Chloe was saying, that just tied it all together for me. Understanding how personal the story was to him, where he was coming from, how much it meant to him, and he was able to pretty much convict me in that conversation. And so from that time on, I was on board.
All right, Rob.
Yeah, for me, it was a couple things. I mean, like what Chloe and Algee said, Mattson and the story being so personal to him. I'd worked with Mattson on a film called Little Fish that he wrote, that Chad Hardigan directed, and I knew what a strong writer he was, so I was excited to read the script when it came through. And the other thing was, I'm a brown man playing a character named Arthur, who's a scientist. Like to read a character that's not defined by his ethnicity was really exciting. So that like Algee said, the script was like so fun to read. I mean, I love when I pick up a script and I don't want to put it down until the last page. But the character, which is when I got to the character, it was like, oh, I've never done anything like this. This is going to be fun. And, I'm a fan of both Chloe and Algee, so to get to play with them was really exciting.
Okay. For Chloe and Algee, do you find the more emotional scenes harder or like the action scenes? Because this was, for me, I was really sad. I was crying and I wasn't even part of it. So do you find that part harder than the rest?
I think, in this story, the action scenes were also emotional sequences, so it was kind of different than some other projects. I feel like where it's like you do the motion and then you do the action, because the action that's enveloped in this, it's me, helping, I don't want to give too much away, but it's me like helping Algee out of a really, really rough situation, and being pregnant at the same time and having our child in my belly, like all those things, I think were just heightened in a way where, I think it wasn't all difficult per se, but I would say that it was all intricate. And each sequence I felt deserved the same amount of effort, and it was all very exhausting in a great way. But I think that we left it all out, you know, every day we spent it all, you know.
Do you have anything to add, Algee?
Yeah, I agree. I would say I would actually agree with that, and I would also say one physicality that was tough for me. Well, it wasn't even tough; it was just new for me. Was on the back of we were on the back of a trailer, and pretty much we had to like act like we were riding through the woods on a dirt bike, but there was a trailer pulling us. So we had to do all this action, like, yeah, you get over here, no, go over there, no, go over there. And so just like having to like put myself there, and I'm not there. That was very fun. But I think just like what Chloe said, all the emotional scenes tied into the physicality scenes, and so even when she's like she said when she's coming to rescue me, I don't want to give too much away, but that's a very emotional scene. That's a very emotional time, so I think those things are kind of like intertwined with each other.
Okay, fair enough. Well, thank you so much, all of you. I really appreciate it, and I enjoyed the movie.
Thank you, Jamie.